Hi guys, Mrs. Engel here. We've got one more of these passages to get through. This is an excerpt from a Japanese-American writer's story called Morning Rain, published in 1952. The passage depicts a family conversation. So in this, you're going to be trying to figure out how the author uses literary elements and techniques to convey the ways in which the communication among Sadako, Mr. Endo, and Harry reveals their complex relationship. So how does the author present in their communication? What does he present about their relationships through the means of communication? Okay. And you want to think about this. This is not all just words. So let's give this thing a read and see what we can come up with here. It says, it was a little past 9. Sadako, seated across the kitchen table from her father, watched him eat his eggs. He had always eaten them in this particular way. He would probably never change. First, he finished at his leisure everything but the eggs, the 2 pieces of toast, the tomato juice, the coffee. Then, with 2 expert flips of his fork, he tossed the 2 fried eggs whole into his mouth, chewed once or twice, then swallowed, and breakfast was over for him. Well, it could be worse, Sadako thought. Sadako, I don't know how you say her name, guys. She remembered a man in a story who demanded 2 fried eggs for breakfast every morning, 1 egg with a deep orange yolk and 1 egg with a light yellow yolk. Even her husband liked his eggs one way and not another. He could not abide fried eggs with a crusty bottom. The underside, as she had learned from bitter experience, had to be tender. She liked crisp bottoms herself. At least her father didn't squibble about the manner of eggs served him. Well, what are your plans for today, Otto-san? Which has a little thing here. It's a formal term for father in Japanese. She asked it pretty well, too. She had only had to resort to English for plans. Okay, so she must not speak native language here. What are your plans for today? She only had to resort to English for plans. Mr. Endo gave the question a lot of thought. He gave everything a lot of thought, or he appeared to, but he never said much. Sadako had time to start washing his dishes before his answer came. She had eaten much earlier with her husband before he left for work, and those dishes were already done. The baby, right on schedule, was already taking her morning nap. Today, because it was raining, she would have to improvise a wash line inside for the diapers, and there would be no forenoon stroll for the baby. Well, it was just as well. It was always such a job getting Taylor taught down the steep outside stairs of the garage apartment. Say, I think I visit with the Awanagas this afternoon. I didn't see them the last time. Then there's a movie I want to see at the Fuji Kwan. Don't expect me for supper. I'll eat something down in Ninmon Maki. Okay, Sadako was rather relieved. Supper times were always uneasy when her father was visiting from San Francisco, where he worked as a gardener for a well-to-do family. It was the same job he had held before the war. She tried her best to keep a pleasant, digestible conversation going, but she always ended up tensely delivering an overly ebullient monologue. Harry, tongue-tied when it came to Japanese, limited himself to asking her to pass the salt and pepper. And her father had never once been one for iridescent chit-chat. Oh, once in a while Harry tried. He really tried, but he always petered out in helpless English. Once or twice, too, her father had tried a bit of English. But the fact was that these 2 principal men in her life were, as far as communicating with each other was concerned, and that's what living was, if not communicating with each other, incompatible. Is there anything you want to do down there, Mr. Endo? You want from down there, Mr. Endo asked, setting fire to his first cigarette of the day. Well, if it's not too much trouble, I think some manju would be nice. Okay, Mr. Endo smiled at himself for saying so, and Sadako smiled into the dishwater. Each remembered privately how freely and blithely Mrs. Endo had used that term when she was alive. You better take my umbrella. The rain doesn't look like as though it'll let up soon. Is it raining? Mr. Endo asked, mildly surprised. Certainly it's raining. Sadako turned from the cupboard where she was stacking dishes. After all, it's November already. It's about time we had some rain, Los Angeles or no Los Angeles. Then sharply she looked at her father, mouth agape. Is it raining? You mean you can't hear that rain? Mr. Endo shook his head no. They stared at each other for a moment, father and daughter, he not really seeing her, and she as though seeing him for the first time in her life. Then, while Sadako continued to stare at him, Mr. Endo, stepping suddenly to the misted kitchen window, cleared an egg-sized space on it with the heel of his hand and peered out. Sure enough, there was water dribbling steadily from the eaves, and the slender, bare limbs of the thorned stone pear tree down below in the yard stood out black and wetly shining in the whitest air. He closed his eyes, knowing a second's vertigo as he strained with all his might and even could not hear the sound of the considerable rain, which all this time must have been nervously strumming the roof. You like the green ones, don't you? The green ones with Kanako? Sudoku nodded with unnecessary vigor. She watched him put on his overcoat and brought in the umbrella. As he was going out the door, she realized she had not said a word to him since she had asked him whether he could hear the rain. Oh, yes, she said. Get a lot of the green ones, the ones with Kanoko. It was only when the baby cried out a second later she became aware that she had been shouting at the top of her lungs. Yamato Hisei, Morning Rain, is the passage that this comes from. Okay, so she had been shouting at the top of her lungs. So let's think about what their communication reveals about their relationships. So you have to think about the different relationships. So you have the daughter and her husband, the daughter and her husband, and then you have the daughter and her dad, and then you have the dad and the husband. So Harry's the husband. Sadako is, my guess would be Japanese. Mr. Endo would be Japanese. And I'm guessing Harry's an American. The fact that he doesn't speak the language that her family speaks. And so it seems like also that her language, she might be losing a little bit of it because she's been speaking in English so much. Okay? So the dad and the husband can't have conversations with each other. So what literary elements does the author use? Okay, look through your list. What is it you can talk about? You know, we always have our typical fives, symbolism, imagery, compare, contrast, word choice. Those are all fair game. So what techniques does the author use to share? So you want to get to what are the relationships with these people and how does the author prove it? So that's exactly what we're looking at here. What does the author prove about the relationships and how does the author prove it? Okay. Think about the particular scenes. You've got the way that the dad eats. You've got the way her husband likes to eat, the way she likes to eat eggs. So there's that whole discussion. You've got about how they converse with each other. The fact that she doesn't realize that he can't hear. That he can't hear the rain and she's shouting at the top of her lungs. The fact that he doesn't realize that he can't hear either. So something has happened here. There's some sort of parallel or some sort of dynamic here that's awry in this communication with each other. Okay, so go ahead and give this one a try. Let me know how I can help, guys. As always, reach out to me here. Consider those things and what it is that you could write about and see what you can develop. Remember, you have 3 prompts to choose from. You've got to write 2 out of 3 by next Friday the 1st. If you guys need any help, let me know. Thanks, guys.